Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Washington Business Connections Business Spotlight Interview Series. I'm Mark Jovan, and today we're joined with Gary Franke with Achieve Alpha Insurance. Hey, Gary.
Hey, Mark. Good to hear from you.
Hey, great to see you. So tell us about your background. How did you get started with insurance? Have you always wanted to be an insurance agent?
Nobody really chooses insurance. Insurance chose me. I just happen to be really good at it from that perspective.
Okay, great. Now, the insurance business is pretty competitive. How does Achieve Alpha Insurance stand out from the rest of the competition?
Well, the reason I stand out is I'm an independent broker. So what that means is I can shop around at every individual carrier in Washington State. And so the fun part for me is my slogan is insurance made easy. I really try to break things down in small chunks in layman terms so even I can understand what I'm saying.
Great, that's excellent. Now, so when for people who have never visited Achieve Alpha Insurance, what can they expect?
So what you can expect is us to walk you through where, whether you want to sit down in our office in Bellevue or if you want to do it over the phone or with a webinar, there's a lot of different ways to go through and figure out, like, regardless of what your prescriptions are, what your doctor network, what your medical needs are, because there's no such thing as one best company or plan. It's which one works best for you. So, for example, let me just show you kind of what the different health insurance means. Here's the health exchange. So I'm in the health exchange all day, every day, figuring out, we know a lot of the glitches in the system, how to get around them. Some of the questions they ask are not intuitive. So right here where it says quick links, these are not quick links. These are like the danger of doom sometimes, because if you click on some of those, it can then you don't know what you're doing correctly. Um, in addition, for health insurance, here's kind of like whether you go to exchange or go direct to a carrier. If your income is below this level for the size of your family, you get a tax credit. If you make more than this level, then you don't get a tax credit. Pretty straightforward. There's always exceptions to every rule, but this is the general income level for the number of people in your household. And, here's all the direct carriers and here's all the exchange carriers. It just kind of depends on what works better for what your needs are, and we can go through that. I even have one of my employees, she was a nurse for 20 years, so that enables us to kind of address some more medical needs if we need to. So here's our team: me, Gary Franke, Carrie Aldridge, and Colleen Jensen. That's kind of who we are and what our focus is, primarily on health insurance.
Excellent. And so, what kind of questions do people ask when they're looking for health insurance?
People primarily are focused on cost. They're like, how much is this going to cost me? My friend's paying $50 a month, and why is mine 500? Or people are really confused on where they're at, how things work. If their spouse gets insurance through their employer, what kind of network to go through. The primarily thing people are most interested in is the hospitals, doctor network, prescriptions. There's a lot of different medical needs, and a lot of times there's a different way to approach the problem or what their needs are.
Great. And so, how can people get a hold of you if they want to find out more information?
So the best way for people to get a hold of us is just to call our office. Our number is 425-802-2783. And the key is that our open enrollment period for individual health insurance is from November 15th to February 15th. So once November 15th opens, that is the busy season. That's when people are able to enroll into a new plan every single year.
Great. Hey, Gary, it's been a great time talking to you. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you for having me on.
And thank you, everyone, for watching this Washington Business Connections Business Spotlight interview series. Goodbye, everybody.